Good evening, folks. A few things to do this evening. So some broad beans, some carrots, water, the stuff in the polytunnel and the greenhouse, a general plot tidy up, and we'll finish off with a plot tour so you can see what's been happening over the past week. So this is what I want to sow this evening. The potatoes, I want them to go in the ground in rows of 3 like so, and that's the shape of the bed, the raised bed, 2.4 meters by 1.2. So that's my plan. If I do it exactly like that, I don't think I can go wrong. And then I'll earth them up as they go along. The runner beans, they're going to go in a seed tray in the polytunnel. And then some carrot seed tape I'll be putting in after. So I was going to put the potatoes straight in. I thought this will be simple. Nothing's ever simple. I started digging it over to make the trenches for the potatoes. And I've unearthed some perennial weeds. Looks terrible. Let me show you. Got to be bindweed or something along them lines. It's had a layer of cardboard on and it's been mulched, but it was no match for this terrible weed that needs burning with fire. So I'll have to get on my hands and knees and fish this out and weaken it. Then I'll put my potatoes in. So this takes as long as it takes. Have a listen to some music and I'll get on with it. I couldn't for the life of me work out how to get 5 rows here without getting the tape measure out. So I've gone for 4 because that seems an easy way of doing it. Basically chopped it into quarters. Sprinkling a fish, blood and bone in each row. Just to give them a bit of a boost to start with. And 3 of the King Edwards with the eyes facing up. Spaced about a foot apart. And then cover them up. I'll bring you back when I've finished. The last thing to do is a quick water in, and then we can get on with the carrot seed tape. So I've prepped this bed ready, dug the little trenches out, wet it, then put a line of seed tape there with their carrot seed tape. The seeds are evenly spaced out, so there's no need to thin out. And they're also root fly resistant. So hopefully there's 2 wins. Get those covered up we'll sow the runner beans, and then we'll do a plot tour. All that's left to do is sow the runner beans. 49 pence at Aldi. I don't think you can do better value than that. When these are sown, you know what I'm going to say. I'll bring you back when they're done. One thing before the tour, I'd just like to take this moment once again to say thank you to anybody that has been watching these videos, and especially thank you to the people that have been subscribing. If you do like this sort of content, after you've watched it, please subscribe, because it'll help like-minded people find it on YouTube much easier. Really appreciate you watching, and I really appreciate the subscriptions. Thank you. Right then, it's nearly time to go. So let's take a look around. Starting outside the front of the greenhouse, the mint has come to life, looking beautiful. In the greenhouse itself, we have a succession of peas, because I've already got 2 lots of those on the go now, and then another succession of the Bolt Hardy beetroot planted at the weekend. A selection of flowers for the garden, and the perpetual spinach, ready to go outside soon because it won't like this heat in here during the day. Some lettuce up there that I've pricked out. Imagine how much I hated doing that job, but the job's got to be done. Up here we have some celery, which I believe is looking like it is potting on, and some morning glory, one of. Coming out the greenhouse, the compost bin, a water butt there, free on Facebook Marketplace, never turned on a freebie. The trees, and this new patch here with more of the pallet collars, stroke raised beds. These are all new this weekend. Rhubarb looking very healthy, and the leeks are really taking shape now. They are obviously competing against the weeds. I need to get myself in there. I'd like to be able to show you that one day that wasn't covered in weeds. Sugar snap peas have been planted out and are starting to climb. Pak choy, not sure whether they are deteriorating, looking like they are going a bit yellow, which could mean they're a bit malnourished. Might have to feed those. The onions, looking good in there. My first early potatoes, Swift variety, coming through nicely. Really pleased with those. This will be a flower bed to attract wildlife and pollinators. Have a look in here. The spring onions, multi-sown, looking great. The same over here. Some multi-sown beetroot. Let's get in there. Looking nice and healthy. Looking forward to those. That's where we've just put the carrot tape. The strawberries have took a new lease of life on with the sunshine. They're really enjoying themselves. Get in here. Look at the garlic. Looking good. Companion planting bed. Lettuce and onions. Marginally working, although that one defeats the reasoning behind doing it. But the lettuces seem to be coming on nicely, and so do the onions. Pleased with that. Broad beans, holding their own. Been through some windy days as well, so they're obviously strengthening themselves up nicely. Not much growth on the not much growth on the experimental parsnip. Might be a write-off. We'll give it a month or two, see what happens. I can always use this bed again as the season progresses. The brassica bed looking good again. The crops are looking a bit yellow, a sign of malnourishment sometimes, but I'll cut those bad leaves off, I think, and see how I get on. Raspberry. The 3 remaining King Edwards, they'll go in a bucket. Didn't have any more room because I couldn't do the maths divided by 5. Some brassicas ready to go out or pot on. I picked up another Facebook Marketplace bargain. I love one of those. That was £10. 2 meters worth of sugar snap peas there. And behind them, garden peas. Some more early potatoes, looking great. Different variety. Can't remember what these were. But very pleased with them. In here, sunflowers and more leeks. A few lettuces ready to go on. And the sweet corn hanging on for dear life. Mixed tray of lettuce. My next succession of broad beans working well. Silver skinned onions for pickling. Some more onions. I'll be weeding that bed next visit. That's appalling. Some basil ready to go out into their own modules. The lettuce in here is all bolted. Got too warm. Apart from that one. That one might be rescuing. I'll take that home today. This is butternut squash. My Savoy cabbage. Guttering of chard. Swiss chard. Looking good. Oh, another gutter here with peas. And you can just see they're waking up. Won't be long. So they're able to go outside. Up here, melons. They seem to be surviving, even though it gets quite cold still at night. The gamble, I have got some more at home. And tomato plants. Experimental. These are, or will be, collateral damage if we have a cold snap. They're experimental really, as in I'm seeing if we can keep them alive. If I can keep those alive, I'm quite confident I can keep more alive. So if they stay like that for another 2 weeks, I'm going to bring the rest of my tomatoes down. And that is me done for the evening. Thank you for watching Benji's Allotment. This was the allotment. I was Benji. See you next time.